Greetings and welcome, everyone. Alongside Nate Smith, I'm Zach Warhack. And Nate, two teams trending in different directions following week one here tonight. Valley Vista start the season with a loss to Mountain Point. Red Mountain, they look clean in their win against Mesa.
Yeah, ultimately, Valley Vista looking to play spoiler against Red Mountain, who drove over an hour away to be here. Gotta say, it's a beautiful night. Witnessed a beautiful sunset, and we're underway in Valley Vista.
Valley Vista set to receive the opening kickoff. It'll be sent out by Brandon Gallegos. And Red Mountain ready to rock and roll as Gallegos boots this one away. Line drive, and this one will have some room to be returned. First real one we've seen of the season here out across the 25, and it's a nice return from Jeremichael Hernandez for Valley Vista in good field position to set them up, something that Red Mountain hasn't been used to seeing defensively. Last week against Mesa, they kind of pinned themselves back in their own zone with penalties on returns and started inside the 20 multiple drives.
Yeah, honestly, I think the message for this game is much similar to the one that when they played Mesa, DBs, all Coach Runke said was play hard, play fast, and to get 1% better with each play.
It's the junior Demir Ilicic leading out Valley Vista at quarterback, and a plethora of returners on this offense. Not a lot graduated with age, as a quick pass to the outside comes from Ilicic and swallowed up quickly. Nice stop made by Isaac Haney on the outside.
Good play by Haney, shaking off that blocker. That's what you see. That's what you want to see out of the defensive backs, especially the corners. Safeties don't get a lot of that action.
As I mentioned, a lot of chemistry offensively for this Valley Vista team. Ilicic had a lot of snaps towards the end of last season and returning 3 of his main targets. Jeremichael Hernandez, one to watch out for, this time out of the backfield to Paris. And great pursuit again, that time Logan Haney. So the Haney bros with the first 2 stops of the game for Red Mountain.
A little bit of twin magic. Great minds think alike. Twins, they think alike.
Despite the good field position to start the game, it's 3rd and 15, staring right at this Valley Vista offense to begin. Brock Miller, Jamison Wade both showing pressure for Red Mountain, and they come. Ilicic has to roll out to his left, throw across the body, and he completes it on the far sideline. Nice pitch and catch to Alex Williams. It looks like they'll be short of the line to gain, so decision time early for head coach John Morgando to see if he wants to keep the offense out or punt it away, and that looks like the decision that'll be made as Tyreek Cornett heads back to return for Red Mountain just a minute and a half into this one.
Just a simple 10-yard out, and he gets a lot of yards there. I think if he could have kept going, he may have gotten the first down, but he decided to step out of bounds.
Good snap and a high punt. Cornett waits for it, and he'll take a chance. Cornett cuts back up the middle, tries to gain the edge, but a nice stop made, and Red Mountain will start their drive from the 36. Nico Hernandez in on the tackle for Valley Vista. And the team that put up a whopping 42 in their first of the season back out now. While I say they're 42, they put up one of those a pick 6 defensively.
I think if Cornett went to the outside there, Red Mountain would be inside Valley Vista territory. He decided to go up the middle with that one, just ran into a couple defenders on his way, and that leads him down at the 35. Had he went to the outside, I think we'd be in better position.
Simon Lopez sets things up as Bodie Wagner comes in motion to get set on the near sideline. And a flag flies on the far sideline as Kai Jackson looks up to the sky. He had a break for a big chunk play, possibly the end zone, if there was an early movement from Red Mountain.
One thing Coach Brian McDaniel was talking about the offensive end, he wanted to say no negative penalties, no negative plays. And that right there was a negative play. Let's see if Red Mountain can bounce back from that.
That backs them up 5. As we mentioned, Kai Jackson gets the nod at running back tonight. A couple of injuries there for the side of Red Mountain. Jackson Bogle and Talon Lamb both sitting out this evening. Lopez from the pistol gathers and fakes to Jackson. Throws far sideline, and he's able to connect with Arian Wyndham as Wyndham spins out of a tackle. Great second effort by Arian Wyndham, and it looks like he'll have close to the first down yardage, possibly a yard shy. So a gain of 14.
Spin cycle from Arian Wyndham.
And now Red Mountain look to go up tempo. Wyndham looks back to the sideline. A little bit of confusion, might not have the play call. Lopez gives, and Jackson with a burst of speed up the middle into Valley Vista territory. So the offense, a good mix between pass and run early on. 2 minutes gone in the first, and Lopez has looked clean. Lopez with time in the pocket. He takes a shot over the top. B-Dubs with the reception. B-Dubs all the way to the house. It's a 43-yard pitch and catch between Simon Lopez and Bodie Wagner.
Great read by Lopez there. Wagner wide open.
And it's the first of the season for Bodie Wagner. Good to see the speed still good over the top as he's nursing an ankle injury this week, but just fine here to start this game as Red Mountain get on the board early. And the extra point upcoming from Michael Singh, a perfect 5 for 5 in the opening game against Mesa. And he continues to stay true for the season. Red Mountain with a big strike to Bodie Wagner early on, put him on top, 7-0 on RMTV.
It's going to be number 9.
Bodie Wagner, only 2 receptions for 16 yards in the opening game, but 1 for 43 and a touchdown already tonight. And the deep shot, very efficient. Simon Lopez, that's something he's improved upon at his time at Red Mountain, being able to go over the top and vertical.
Oh, absolutely. The chemistry with the wide receivers also helps tremendously. Bodie Wagner, one of those guys that he played with for years before Red Mountain.
Another return from Hernandez for Valley Vista, and about the same result, close to the 25. And we'll see what Valley Vista has to bring out for their second drive of the evening. It was 3 and out the first time around, and walk us through what you saw in that deep shot, Nate.
Looking back, it's just a simple post route. Bodie Wagner just gets his man beat. Simple and easy, just a pitch and catch throw by Simon Lopez.
It helps when you can find a pocket as clean as that. The big guys up front, giving him the time to work with, able to go through the progressions and hit the deep shot.
Looks like he may have faked the outside route there, looking for the corner, but he went for the post.
Jamison Wade bringing pressure, doesn't go anywhere. Rock Miller gets his hands on Jihad Paris and brings him down. And just about a gain of 1 to start this drive for Valley Vista.
Looking at Valley Vista, I'd say stick to the deep to mid passing routes. Got under the DBs a little bit.
Take an official timeout here just to get the chains in the correct spot. We reestablish the line of scrimmage and we're ready to rock and roll. Quick fix, easy fix by a team led by Jared Burt for our officials this evening. Rock Miller comes off the edge, quick pass and incomplete. In and out of the hands of Alex Williams. That's something that Valley Vista have looked to early, those quick passes, slants, trying to get it going quick with the pressure coming off the Red Mountain edges.
Had Williams caught that, I think he goes for an extra 10 yards and the first down for Valley Vista.
He was the second leading receiver on this team just a year ago as a junior. Had 26 receptions for 345 yards and 3 touchdowns to pair with it. We've seen him good in the intermediate game throughout the evening thus far, with just about 3 minutes gone here in the first. Illichik, 3rd and 9, takes the snap, goes over the middle, and what a snag by Hernandez if he's able to hold on. It might be an interception. And there was a jostle for possession, and Logan Haney comes up with it.
That was a 50-50 battle. I'm surprised one of them was able to hang on to it.
It's one of those where the throw from Illichik was just out of the reach of Hernandez, and he stuck an arm out to try and make a play on it. Then it turned into a tip ball, and Logan Haney with great ball skills that time around to come out with it. He's padding the stat line already. 1 interception and a tackle tonight. So Red Mountain take over with 8:42 left in the first. They get the ball at the Valley Vista 45. Lopez goes under center, and he sends Thorstad in motion. Fake to Thorstad. Kai Jackson comes out with it, and Jackson surges forward with a big gain. Pickup of 7 on first down for Kai Jackson.
Good blocks from the O-line starting. Just dominating off the line to start this game. Kai Jackson, he's looking for 5 to 6 yards a pop.
Really starts with the interior of that line. Those 2 guards, Weston Hancock, Yosanese, getting the job done. And you got to give Josh Lee credit at the center position, getting off in stride, making a good pop, and being efficient in the run blocking game. Lopez goes play action, looking for another deep ball outside, and what a catch! Hauled in like a magician from King Robinson.
Penalty marker down, though.
We await the call from our officials, and the Red Mountain sideline signaling to just go for 1 on the extra point, and it looks like it'll stand. So that time, 37 yards for Simon Lopez. It's been 2 deep balls early. Michael Singh back out for the extra point as he looks to put Red Mountain up 14-0 early on in the first. So Singh stays efficient on the season, and it's a 14-0 lead early on for Red Mountain, and we'll step away.
Looking back at this interception, Haney gets into a tumble with the receiver, somehow maintains possession of it, and to the deep ball to King Robinson. Looks like it's just going to be another post from King Robinson over the top. Robinson just beats him right away. Little bit of contestation from the cornerback. King Robinson just able to have his way with it.
A really good adjustment mid-route from Robinson. He kind of had to roll around the back and able to make the catch into the end zone, and a penalty on the extra point is why this one scooched so far forward, and with the leg there of Gallegos, he just pooches it up, keeps it in at the 1-yard line, and another return for Valley Vista. They have the far sideline and pushed out right around the 20.
Yeah, going back to that touchdown, there was also a pass interference on the Valley Vista defender. I guess you could say it's an and one call, but we're not playing basketball, so you can't really call it that.
I guess you could say the extra point from Singh counts for the free throw, right?
I guess it is technically, after all, an and one.
Valley Vista looked to get things rolling. It's been kind of the same story from their opening game, a 45-6 loss against Mountain Point. 3 3-and-outs during that game, already 2 to start this one. Quick swing pass, Hernandez gets to the outside, stays on his feet, and forced out of bounds by Jacob Redwing.
Jacob Redwing, he had a big night against Mesa. He had a pick 6 in his first appearance as a safety. Could we see another pick 6 pizza tonight?
It's a possibility. Already 1 interception on the evening, not the same amount of yards after the pick as it was down on the ground for Haney. But the Red Mountain secondary is lethal. Illichik gives, and up the middle, Jamison Wade gets his nose in on the tackle, along with Saddleoff and a couple others. A line change for Red Mountain on the front here. You see Josh Lee check into the game, Weston Hancock, as well as Jackson Griffin. So 3 different young gentlemen to come to the front there for Red Mountain on 3rd and 3.
Bit of a taller setup right here. Maybe bat the ball down.
It's been quick hitters in the passing game for Valley Vista tonight. They've liked those wheel routes out of the backfield into the flats and the slants as well. This time they stick on the ground. Paris doesn't have much room to work with, and Hancock able to force things backwards. And that's what happens when you run into the senior, Weston Hancock.
A great big ball of fire. He's playing guard and defensive tackle tonight. Playing both ways. As well, it looks like Josh Lee is out there as well.
And it's 3 straight 3-and-outs for Valley Vista as they set up to punt this one away from their own 25. 2 return men out, so a different look this time for Red Mountain. Maybe give Cornett a little bit of blocking in the back. Good hang time this time around, and Red Mountain elect to let it go. Valley Vista will let it roll a couple times as it gets downed right around the 45. So it's been perfect offense thus far for Red Mountain, as their 2 drives result in a 43-yard touchdown reception to Bodie Wagner and a 37-yarder to King Robinson, a new name to call on this team.
King Robinson, he did some great work for the JV team last year. Good to see him getting some reps on the varsity squad.
Making an impact early, and that's another big thing to highlight. In the first game against Mesa, it was 5 different offensive players to score for Red Mountain. Make it a 6th on defense. Tonight, 2 more to tack onto that. No repeat touchdown scores this season for Red Mountain. Simon Lopez, this time with the give, and Vinny Coffey gets across midfield.
Coffey, a bit of a speed option for Red Mountain. Kai Jackson also has a bit of speed attached to him as well.
I just thought coffee sounded good. 7:20 p.m. It's pumpkin spice season.
I'm not a big coffee guy. Just an ice cold glass of water works for me, and we have offsides.
That's all you need. What about those Pepsis you packed?
Those 2. Those are for the ride home.
They'll get broken out. So Orlando Lazao jumps offside as he gets called in the neutral zone, and Red Mountain will get to push forward. So the penalty moves the chains forward and brings up first down for Red Mountain as they get it at the Valley Vista 44. Lopez sends Coffey to his right. Lopez, another deep shot down the sideline. Bodie Wagner, jump ball. He's just not going to drop one of those.
Bodie Wagner, go get you some.
I think it's safe to say that Xavier Moore got mossed.
Wow. Climbing the ladder, Bodie Wagner.
Those 2 catches already have him close to 80 yards on the evening. What a catch from B-Dubs. He gets him inside the 5, and Red Mountain in the red zone have been extremely efficient so far this year. No deficiencies in that part of their game. Lopez gives to Coffee. Coffee fights forward, and he's able to get in for the touchdown. And Red Mountain continue to pour it on, 21-0 with 5:07 left in the first. This offense cannot be stopped, Nate.
They are unstoppable. The question is, will it continue throughout the course of the season, especially late in the season where it matters the most? Simon Lopez is playing out of his mind right now.
And it looks like Red Mountain elect to keep the offense on as Lopez sets up from the gun. Wagner in motion. Lopez gets the snap. It's a sprint out look. Nowhere to go with it, so why not cut back over the middle? Lopez tries to reach across, and he's good for 2. What a second effort from Simon Lopez.
Great improvising by Simon Lopez. Let's get back to that Bodie Wagner catch. Wow. I believe this angle catches the leaping. It does not, unfortunately. This one right here. Beautiful.
That pitch and catch good for 32 yards to set up Vinny Coffey for the 3rd touchdown of the night for Red Mountain as they continue a trend of a new name getting on the stat sheet. Both sides of the ball clicking on all cylinders for Red Mountain so far this evening. The offense has been 3 for 3 on their scoring drives, and the defense 3 for 3, forcing 3 and outs.
Yeah, Red Mountain playing the definition of what you would call a perfect game so far.
Another return for Valley Vista on the kickoff. Gotten out to the 25 a few times, this time a little bit more, as they set things up right around the 34. And if you're head coach John Morgando for Valley Vista, what do you look to draw up? To move the ball a little bit, pick up a couple of first downs, and just get into a rhythm?
Yeah, ultimately, I think if you get about 2 first downs, you start picking up a rhythm, you start seeing what works, what doesn't work. If I'm Valley Vista, I'm looking at these short, quick outs. They're looking really strong in the early running. The run game it's a little lacking, but I think they'll pick it up later in the game.
It's hard to stick to the script and stay on the ground when you're down 22-0 with 5 minutes left in the first. So we'll see what they draw up here as Illichik looks back to the sideline, takes the snap, and he goes to the ground, and Paris able to pick up a gain of 1.
See a bit of lightning in the south, right behind the Valley Vista bleachers. Hopefully that doesn't come in and delay this game.
I guess that's why they call him the monsoon, huh? Something coming up.
Yep.
Hopefully we don't have to deal with it tonight. Another big strike, you're right. It's cracking out there. We'll stick to football for the time being.
Only monsoon is going to be on the field.
Illichik goes to the far sideline. It's picked off by Cornett. And here's your pick 6, Tyreek Cornett, house call.
To the casa, Tyreek Cornett. The guy from New York adds his name to the stat sheet.
Cornett showing his strength and use on both sides of the ball. as he picked up an offensive touchdown last week. He was 2 for 53 through the air. And tonight, as a DB, a pick 6, and that's 2 pick 6s on the season for Red Mountain as a unit. This time they just go through with 1. Singh puts it on the board. It's a 29-0 lead with 4:07 left in the first on RMTV. So 2 weeks in a row, Red Mountain have gotten on the board both offensively and defensively in the first quarter. And we were kind of talking about it prior to the game, Nate, of just how strong this secondary is for Red Mountain. And you never know who it's going to be. 3 different players with an interception on the season. Actually 4, because we forget that Chayton Jennings had one in week 1 as well. So now Logan Haney, Jacob Red Wing, Chayton Jennings, and Tyreek Cornett all with interceptions. Cornett and Red Wing, the 2 to take it all the way back for 6.
Gotta say, Coach Runge is doing a great job of getting the DBs in check. The message to his defensive backs this week was play hard, play fast, and get 1% better. I think they're getting more than 1% better tonight.
Yeah, it looks a lot better than that. So we'll see if it persists for Red Mountain as they're pitching a shutout right now, up 29-0. And it just is something that Kyle Enders has been preaching, to stay strong all season long and just keep getting better and better.
Cornett is just going to absolutely read this perfectly. The quarterback is looking for this out route. He just doesn't see Cornett, or the corner, excuse me, Cornett. It's an easy pitch and catch, and he just takes it to the house.
I don't think anyone's catching him either in a foot race. I wouldn't put my hat in there to try and race against Tyreek Cornett. Illichik gets the offense started again, a quick out route and a gain of a couple, but Chayton Jennings there as quick as he needs to be to make the tackle on Hernandez. Illichik has looked good throwing the ball out wide. Like you said, just that time Cornett kind of jumped the route. He never even saw him. I think he got mixed up trying to look over that big defensive line, and he just lost him in Jackson Griffin, and Cornett was all over it.
Yeah, Illichik.
Back to the ground, and it's stripped away. It's Weston Hancock, I believe, on the strip as he rips it right out of the arms of Paris, and another turnover. Red Mountain continue to dominate this game.
It was such a subtle move. I didn't even see it until the player saw it.
That's just big boy strength out of Weston Hancock right there.
Wow.
He legitimately just got in the arms of Jihad Paris and ripped the ball. I don't even think you call it a forced fumble.
911, I call it a theft.
That's exactly what it was. Hancock steals it away and gives Red Mountain great field position at the 25. Wagner motions in from the far sideline, and Lopez drops back to pass, looking to make it one and done, and he does just so. Paxton Thorstad uncovered, and another touchdown for Red Mountain.
Once again, every dog gets a bone here in Surprise. Red Mountain just absolutely dominating in the first quarter.
Simon Lopez has been dealing early on. Just a one-play drive, 25 yards and a touchdown to Paxton Thorstad. And Singh puts this one through and makes it 36-0 with just 3:10 to go here in the first on RMTV. And Red Mountain have had all the answers for Valley Vista.
They had all the answers here tonight. Weston Hancock just says, ball stripped. Looks like it was stripped by Rock Miller there. Yeah, it was stripped by Rock Miller, and Weston Hancock with the recovery.
Good shout on the spot. It was tough to see from our angle, but Rock was the first one in, able to punch it out, so you got to give credit where credit's due, and it almost popped out right into Hancock's hands.
Right into the red basket. Rock Miller met him at the end, or at the edge position, said, Miller time, and Weston Hancock was there to clean up the job.
Rock Miller, the Mountain View transfer, with a big stop defensively. As Valley Vista get out towards the 20, and we rinse and repeat.
Penalty marker down. The 24.
So the first meeting in history between these two teams tonight, and Red Mountain have the upper hand, to say the least, up 36-0. And we're not even through the first. Really tough schedule to start the season for Valley Vista, though, as they, began it against Mountain Point, as I mentioned earlier. Then you get Red Mountain, the runners-up in the state title game last year for 6A. And then they see Desert Vista, Mountain View, and Hamilton. What a tough stretch.
Yeah, there's a lot you can do with those couple games. I mean, I said this with the Mesa team last week. These first few games are really to iron out the cracks. I mean, if you're Valley Vista, you're playing with a new head coach. You just kind of have to make those adjustments here and there, and then by the end of the season, you'll have everything under control.
That time around, Illichik off the back foot, unable to connect with Jeremichael Hernandez, and a player down on the field, and we'll step away on RMTV. Josh Cortez, the injured player on the play for Valley Vista, able to get off to the sideline under his power, so always a good sight to see there. And Cortez, one of those senior linemen for Valley Vista, big part. We'll see how they can respond, as it's a nice pitch and catch to the outside and a slipped tackle by Joseph Watts Driver. So a new name in there for the receiving core of Valley Vista, and it brings up third and manageable. They'll need to get the 20 to pick it up. And they've been in this spot a few times tonight and just unable to convert. That third down defense for Red Mountain, they always do a great job drawing up pressure in the correct spots, and they forced it on Illichik tonight.
Suffocating defense by Red Mountain.
He has to roll out to his left this time and go over the top for Hernandez, out of bounds and incomplete. And another 3-and-out forced by Red Mountain.
It was a good concept by Valley Vista. I think if you had a post somewhere on the back side of that, there may have been trouble for the Red Mountain defensive backs.
It was just great pressure drawn up again for Red Mountain by Kyle Enders there, as he brought in Cade Godair off the far side, and he was the one that kind of flushed Illichik out of the pocket. High snap, but a good hold And there's that big punt again as Logan Haney waves for the fair catch and takes it right in the face of Madden Obregon. It's been a lot of quick drives for the offense of Red Mountain tonight as Simon Lopez has been precise through the air, and his weapons just as good. A lot of nice contested catches from Bodie Wagner on the deep ball that we saw, as well as King Robinson making an adjustment midair. So it's been a little bit of pitch and catch from both parties.
Yeah, you're seeing some action on all areas of the field, from the slot receiver to the wide receiver to the running back to the tight end.
Late substitution getting off in Jordan Jameson for Valley Vista, and Red Mountain have to send Robinson back to the sideline, so he'll be replaced by Thorstad as the officials get everything sorted out on the substitution with 2:09 left in the first here on RMTV. Lopez out of the pistol from the 47 with the hard count check with me game. As Kai Jackson steps up and then to the right of Lopez. Lopez with time over the top. Wagner in stride. What a goal! He lost it. Bodie Wagner had it at the fingertips, and it looked like when he was going to bring it in, he caught his own knee on the way back up. In a tough play, but Lopez has been looking for that 9 route to Bodie Wagner a couple times tonight.
Wagner almost had 2 great catches tonight. Yeah, the contested one, that one was a bit underthrown by Lopez, but still a great throw nonetheless. That one a little out of his reach. Wagner almost had it.
Kai Jackson gets the call on second down and pushes the pile forward for a gain of a couple. And that attempt there from Bodie Wagner, it almost looked like the catch that Andrew Schmier made last week on the far sideline against Mesa. He was able to tiptoe it inbounds for a little bit and get down inside the 5.
He had his fingertips on it. I remember that.
So 3rd and 7, the first real challenge facing the Red Mountain offense tonight. And we'll see what Lopez and Brian McDaniel can draw up. Jackson motions out wide. Lopez checks that way, then comes back to Robinson, and he's blown up immediately by Xavier Moore as he goes back towards the original line of scrimmage for a loss of 2.
It was a great play by Moore. He read it immediately. Griffin, the left tackle on the outside, needs to come out a little bit and pick up that corner. If the corner gets picked up, the receiver may still be running at this moment.
The theme of the season for Red Mountain, all gas, no brakes. They leave the offense out for 4th and 9. Lopez escapes the pocket, buys some time, and a wide open receiver. He's got Arian Wyndham. Wyndham on 4th and 9 picks up a 46-yard touchdown.
Wyndham, go ahead and get you some, my friend.
Singh tacks on another, and it's a 43-point first quarter for Red Mountain. I don't know what you can do to stop him. Simon Lopez has looked precise. The route runners have been finding their stride, getting the soft spots in the defense. I don't think you can draw up much right now to stop him.
They're just a really great team. There's not a whole lot you can say. Red Mountain is just a really, really good team. Reading the paper the other day. Yes, I'm 18. I read the paper. AZ Central, actually no, the Arizona Republic has Red Mountain favored to be in the 6A championship alongside Centennial.
Those are two powerhouses, and I know exactly how this coaching staff is. They won't let a lot of that noise get in there. They're just going to go out week in and week out and get their job done. So they don't see that and take it as, oh yeah, we're favorites, and try and buy into that, because that's when you can kind of lose your head. But they're playing like it right now.
Absolutely. Can you imagine a Simon Lopez versus Kaina Mana matchup?
That'd be pretty fun. Almost as fun as that return this time around, as they get out to the 45 and a big lick at the end. But two just dynamic quarterbacks in all facets of the game. But the team effort has been true both times around, and I think that's the highlight, is just how good this Red Mountain defense is, right? They graduate a couple but return most.
Yeah, absolutely. This secondary this defense as a whole is still young. I mean, you have guys who are potentially going to play out all 4 years at Red Mountain. You got guys like Tyreek Cornett, who just joined the roster. Rock Miller, he's a senior, but I think his leadership's going to pass down. Jamison Wade, there's another guy. They're all going to pass down that leadership. And this core is going to be strong for years to come.
A gain of 2 on first down for Nico Hernandez as Valley Vista get back to the running game, and the quarter expires. So it'll be 2nd and 8 when we return, but a 43-0 lead after 1 for Red Mountain. And we'll be back after the break. A 43-point first quarter for Red Mountain has them on top big, as we start to see some new faces and jersey numbers on the defensive side. Cole Edmonds, we see him for the first time tonight. Anthony Gamba also checks into the game on the far sideline to play corner. And the squad stays the same for Valley Vista. Ilichik sets up in the backfield next to Paris, as well as Nico Hernandez. Paris gets the give, and he's stopped immediately. Jamison Wade drags him down. It looks like there may have been a face mask, and I think that might be the call here. We await the call from our officials. As I mentioned, Jared Burt, the head of tonight's crew, and it does go against Red Mountain. And that brings things across midfield for the first time tonight for Valley Vista. Definitely a building block on this drive, right? You get to the 40, pick up some nice yardage from the penalty, and a fresh set of downs.
Yeah, hopefully the Monsoon capitalize on this opportunity. Had a great return out to the 45 there. A little bit of a late hit on that return, I must say, but the refs did not call it there.
Ilichik over the top, and good coverage in the secondary. Blanketed that time by Grady English. Just when I think the team is already deep, it just gets deeper, right? You see the starters and the first unit guys out there playing great, and English just flying around like a ball hawk on that play.
Yeah, Grady English, he's a dual sport athlete. He plays He plays baseball as well as football. And Brandon Saddleoff on the defensive line, he also plays baseball too.
Swing pass to Hernandez out of the backfield as he picks up 3, and Red Mountain continuing to pry at that ball. Red Wing tried to strip that one away, but Hernandez able to hang on. Third and 7 upcoming as Ilichik gets the huddle going. Last season as a junior, 545 yards and 2 TDs as he came in to kind of relieve some pressure towards the back half of the year. Amongst his favorite targets, also some returners with Jeremichael Hernandez and Alex Williams.
Yeah, Ilichik has a great sense of being a leader. I think he's going to carry the Monsoon to a good year next year.
Tries to get everything set up this time around, but a timeout taken. First one of the half for Valley Vista. And it's been a couple seasons since they got into that positive note of the win column. Back in 22-23, they went 7-4, lost to Pinnacle in the opening round of the state playoffs, and they had a tough track against Pinnacle that season. 92-0 the score differential in those 2 games they faced them in.
Yeah, with Pinnacle, that's not you can't do a lot against Pinnacle. I mean, Valley Vista, it's a small school. Pinnacle is one of those higher end schools. I'm not saying that school population has anything to do with it, but it's two different calibers of high school football. When you get into these rural areas of high school football, I'm not saying the competition kind of levels off here, but the divisions are a bit wonky there. A good example of that would be Red Mountain's division, 6A East Valley. You got a lot of big players there, like ALA Queen Creek, Williamsfield, Highland, and then once you taper off to divisions like the 6A Fiesta region with Mountain View and Westwood and those type of teams, really anything goes.
Low snap, Ilichik has to handle it, and the pressure from Jamison Wade, able to pick up some positive yardage from it, but not enough to make anything big happen as Colin McMullen made the finishing blow, and it brings up 4th down and about 6. In the positive side of the field, Valley Vista keep the offense out. And they try and pick it up here, 4th and 5 with the spot. Ilichik hard counts and he gets him to go, so that's big. Should be a fresh set of downs here for Valley Vista.
Looks like it had 3 defensive linemen who jumped on that freeze call.
With the early movement there, Yosin East, Brandon Saddleoff check back into the game for Red Mountain.
Yeah, it's one of those times where it's hard to keep your head up on plays like that.
Just great penetration from Jamison Wade. Make the initial contact in the backfield and just wait for his boys to join up. Doesn't matter if it's in the pass game or the run game. It's just shot out of a cannon through the gaps. This linebacking core for Red Mountain, able to just predict where everything is going. Two back set again with Hernandez and Paris flanking Ilichik. As the clock continues to wind, 3 minutes gone now in the second. Ilichik goes over the top, it's tipped, and unable to make the catch is Alex Williams. It was about to fall into his lap, but a hand got up and popped it away. It might have been Gamba.
Well, Gamba, he plays basketball, so the leaping definitely plays a part in that sport. Showed a little bit of his basketball talent there.
3rd down and 10, another big spot to convert for Valley Vista. And we'll see how this one ensues. Pressures off the edge, and Paris out of the backfield with a nifty move. Paris strides forward and gains the 20, and that's enough for a 1st down. Illichik just able to avoid the rush of Cole Edmonds off the edge.
The outside receiver of Valley Vista just gave him just a slight block to the corner on that side. I think it was Cornett. And that caused the receiver on the screen to get the 1st down. No, excuse me, the running back to get the screen, the check down for the 1st down.
A gain of 12 for Paris puts Valley Vista in the red zone for the first time tonight. Play action over the middle and out of the reach that time.
Looked like Ilicic tried to force that one a little bit.
Yeah, he was looking for Watts Diver already with 1 catch on the night. A little bit too far out on the lead. Second down and 10 from the 18 for Valley Vista. As Red Mountain continue to change personnel on the defensive side. Illichik lifts for the end zone this time, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Logan Haney. It's a 2 for Friday as Haney picks up his 2nd of the evening.
Haney climbing the ladder on that one. Very similar to Bodie Wagner's catch. It happened in the exact same area.
That's just the hot spot for the hands of Red Mountain tonight. That's a drive killer for Valley Vista. Everything trending in the right direction, and a turnover kills it.
A monsoon died as soon as it hit the Valley. And the Valley just happened to be within the 30-yard marker.
So that's 3 interceptions tonight for the Red Mountain defense, and they also have the forced fumble from Rock Miller. And Red Mountain now bringing the backups on the offense, pinned inside their own zone at the 2. As they just try to escape there, and they get out towards the 5 with a quick handoff on 1st down. Jay Williams, the sophomore, now heads into the game for the first time tonight, along with Justin Kolyar.
Say, knowing Kyle Enders, you don't know what he's going to do. He might throw a kill shot, or he might just run it straight up the middle.
Haven Lyons-Jones had some time last week against Mesa. It's play action here and out of the backfield. The pickup to Schmier, and Schmier picks up the 1st down, and now Red Mountain feeling good. They were backs against the wall, and now they get out towards the 20. It's a good concept there. Inside your own 5, go with play action. Gutsy call from Brian McDaniel.
Yeah, Brian McDaniel, ever since he came to Red Mountain, he's been an innovator in this Red Mountain offense, utilizing guys like Carter Crispin, Kyle Heap, and Simon Lopez, just to name a few, maximizing their full potential.
Coffee handles the carry this time. As the clock goes under 5 minutes here in the first half, and Red Mountain continue to put a drive together. Max Wagner in now at receiver, far side of the field.
Bodie Wagner's little brother.
Coffee motions out of the backfield. Lyons-Jones over the top, and he couldn't connect with Schmier. A lot of brotherly love within this Red Mountain team, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
The Haney guys, the Jennings guys, the Wagners.
Get the whole family involved.
It runs deep.
I will say on that last throw by Lyons-Jones, if Haven just put a little bit less juice on it, I think Schmier would have a touchdown of his own.
We saw it last week for Schmier. Valley Vista defense starting to stand in there. 3rd and 7 upcoming out of the pistol for Red Mountain. They go play action again, and Lyon Jones has to escape, dumps it over the top, and it's another first down for Schmier. Little contact on the sideline, and it's late. Laundry flies. And that'll be a nice pickup on the personal foul, as Red Mountain will advance it even further with another 3rd down pickup.
It's a good read by Lyon Jones. He lets he runs, gets outside of the pocket. The corner bites. He thinks he's going to run for the first down, and he just dumps it off to Andrew Schmier, who does the rest for him. And tack on plus 15.
Schmier, one of those good flex players at tight end. I know that Preston Heap was kind of the guy for the past few years for this offense, and a little bit different play style between those two. Heap was kind of a bulldozer after the catch, liked to work with it, good strong hands, but Schmier can be a burner on top of all that.
Yeah, on top of Preston Heap last year, you had Cannon Skidmore, long snapper as well. Cannon was like a run blocker, short yardage guy, slants, great on mesh plays. Schmier is a mixed bag. He's good at a lot of things.
Jackson heads out of the game. Coffee back in, and Schmier remains there at the tight end position for this Red Mountain offense. Lyon Jones has things working with 2:20 left in the first half. Pump over the top, looking for Robinson, unable to come up with it, but a flag comes in the secondary, and that one's going to go against Will Forte.
I think there was some light contact with Forte there. I don't think it should be a flag. I think it just should be mentioned.
Yeah, it looks like both guys just go into battle for the ball that time around and got tangled up, but nothing was egregious.
No, it definitely wasn't. I don't think it was on purpose. I know it wasn't on purpose, but both guys were just fighting for the ball at that time. The receiver there, I think, he didn't see the ball until late.
So Red Mountain capitalized on back-to-back penalties against Valley Vista and now have it just outside of the red zone. Coffee takes the give. Coffee breaks a tackle. It slides down over the middle. Gets inside the 20, down at the 16. Nice balanced drive this time around for Brian McDaniel's offense.
A much fuller drive. Started at around the 1 yard line. Just bits and pieces. Build yourself a drive, and once again, you're in the red zone.
2 big penalties help out there as Jay Williams goes in motion. Play action look and throw on the run just out of bounds from Lyon Jones as he faced pressure off of the edge. That time Nate Hodgson, and that's a name to highlight for Valley Vista. Just breaking down the film and everything, Nate Hodgson, only a sophomore, starting DN for this team. 7 tackles in the season opener against Mountain Point. He has some really good moves on the outside.
Yeah, that guy is a stud for Valley Vista. Hodges. I think the next 2 years are going to be his best years.
This time Jackson cuts it back up the middle, gets inside the 10. Won't go down without a fight, and Hodgson, along with those 7 tackles last week, picked up 2 sacks in the season opener. Red Mountain look to go up-tempo here with just 20 seconds left on the clock and try and capitalize before the half and put up a 50-burger. And right on cue,
Hodgson.
Big stop made by Hodgson in the backfield on Kai Jackson. Looks like it'll be the last play of the first half for Red Mountain. Clock winds down 2-1-0. And do we see a timeout? It stops at 1. And it looks like Red Mountain will take a timeout, and they maybe trot out the special teams unit and go for a field goal to end the half.
Why not?
So Michael Singh has been perfect with extra points throughout the evening. This time he'll be responsible for a field goal attempt, and we'll see if he can punch it through. .27-yard attempt upcoming for Michael Singh with a second left in the first half. Valley Vista have some time to get back out on the field from a timeout here. Elijah Wilkins in on the hold. Go ahead, Nate.
Cam Davis to snap, Elijah Wilkins to hold.
Good in both those aspects of it, and Singh just eases that one in the left side of the post, and he tacks it on. So 46-0. Hot start to the first half for Red Mountain. Dominated early and often, holding on to the shutout. We'll be back with all the second half action on RMTV.
Even if you don't change your speed or you're slowing down, act like you're finishing through. You guys know what that looks like. Week 1, Mesa High. Flat out, there's articles written about them to go to the state championship. Week 2, Valley Vista. We gotta make a road trip to the west side. Here we go. When we warm up, you lock in. You weren't able to be the bullies? You got a lot of work to do. You get over there and your expectation is flip a switch and stop being somebody's you know what. Week 9, Hamilton. Guys, I was told this past week that Hamilton's the most talented team in the state of Arizona. I was like, great, now we get a shot at them. That's the team one of the big dogs. Hurry up! Is that your way of saying I'm done? Get up, or I'm gonna send the phone call home. They'll have to pick you up. You can't walk. Every hill, everything you have. I'll have this 477. Family on 3, 1, 2, 3.
I'm at the tippy top of my game, looking down at the rafters. I had to sun these boys, can't leave them bastards. A lot of dudes, just some undercover actors. I don't fall for it, I'm privy to all your tactics. Yeah, so try again, this time take a vitamin. Yeah, invite them in, welcome to the Lion's Den. And I'm Mufasa, big boss in charge of coming in like a bull. You see me raising the stock up. So baby, you gon' need some patience. I already won, now I'm just making a statement. Damn, baby, why your mans keep hating? You asking about the cake, you here for the celebrations? And I ain't fishing, I ain't really into baiting. I know they all wish I take away they made it, but sorry I'm taking me and my lady mating. She look me in the eyes and tell me how much she love me.
We're just all really bonding like you couldn't do back home. It's really the time when you dial it in and get ready for the season.
It's just nice to really be here as a family. Like, we're out here camping together. That's the idea.
Team bonding every day. We're 24/7 for 4 days straight together.
Confidence, yeah. It really shouldn't be no arguments, cause you're now viewing the greatest of all time. Saying I can't get better, I promise they all lying on my confidence. Yeah, that's right. Look, I think it's time you start using your common sense. Everybody watch out, cause the bomb is lit. I got that confidence, that's right. Confidence, yeah. Confidence.
Listen up, we got a birthday today. Happy birthday.
Confidence. Yeah, that's right. No downplaying my accomplishments. You call me arrogant, I take it as a compliment. Confidence. Come on now.
Brought us together more, you know, like it's just a great time.
I'm excited for the season, so yeah.
Oh, yeah.
One person person's finished it, they couldn't hold it down. JP, what, you seen one person do it?
Seen one person do it.
One person do it. So we're talking history. We're talking 20 plus years of history.
He's breaking history right now.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And we out.
Have fun, play with each other, teeter that line, red line the car, red line it, right? It's not, we're just gonna go through the motions. We have too good of a team. If you're tired, next guy up. Everything you have, every single play. Play Red Mountain football. Play after play after play. Short memory. Everything you have, every play. Let's go! Let's go!
But the wait is finally over. Arizona high school football is back. And tonight, our matchup, Red Mountain and Mountain Lions facing off against the Mason Jackrabbits hosting at home.
supposed to do. I'm proud of you guys. Keep that taste in your mouth. I liked it. We'll take care of our bodies. Back to work next week. Go, get in here. Champions!
Already a 46-point first half for Red Mountain and set to receive the kickoff. So we'll see if they can continue to pour it back on. Welcome back to RMTV alongside Nate Smith. I'm Zach Warhack, and Cornett takes this one from out around the 10 and shows his speed to get across the 35 out towards the 40. In good field position, we'll see what unit comes back out for Red Mountain. I'd expect that we probably see Lion Jones and company for the second time since the end of the first half.
Yeah, Lyons Jones looking to gain some valuable reps, valuable insight on his drives in the second half. I believe he had a 80-plus yard drive that led to a field goal right before halftime, in which Michael Singh absolutely drilled the field goal. Looks like we've got a penalty marker here. May move the Mountain Lions up a little bit.
And I stand corrected on the prediction. We see Simon Lopez back out there with the starters, so we'll see what they draw up to start this second half with a good return from Cornett and the penalty that tacks on a few extra already across midfield. And it starts from the 48 for Simon Lopez and company.
It's an all gas, no brakes approach.
Wyndham in motion. He's been big tonight for this team. And Lopez with the give to Jackson off the edge. And it's a tackle made by Jordan Villa, the big senior backer for Valley Vista. Clock will continue to run throughout this portion with Red Mountain up 46-0. And they've kept it on the ground to begin things. This time Wyndham goes all the way through in motion.
Nobody on Wyndham.
Lopez fakes and he finds him out of the backfield. Hard tackle made on the far sideline as Wyndham goes down right around the 42.
I believe you had Andrew Schmier on the near side. He was wide open on the vert. Lopez could have had another 40-plus yard passing touchdown to Andrew Schmier.
So Valley Vista stays strong and they force a 3rd and 4 for Lopez and company as Xavier Moore made the tackle on Wyndham on the far side. As him and Villa, the two to make a stop here on this opening drive of the second half for Red Mountain. Lopez has time and takes a shot over the top to Wagner, and B-Dubs finds another. 2 big touchdowns tonight for Bodie Wagner, this one for 42.
Count them up, B-Dubs.
Bodie Wagner well over 100 yards receiving, a 43-yard touchdown reception, this one from 42. And the offense continues to shine tonight for Red Mountain.
He's just in his element on the east side end zone.
Different look on the extra point for Red Mountain as Gallegos comes in to attempt this one. Typically we'll see Singh out there. Great job on the hold that time, bringing it down and letting Gallegos boot it through. And the lead extends with the running clock. Just under a 4-minute drive for Red Mountain, capped off by a 42-yard touchdown to B-Dubs. And the team continues to roll 53-0 at the start of the third quarter here on RMTV. Singh in to kick this one off for Red Mountain as we welcome you back in. A 53-0 lead as Red Mountain have been perfect tonight. The return game has been good for Valley Vista, and it continues to stay true as this time all the way out on the edge, Joseph Watts Diver gets down to the Red Mountain 30, and he's been the spark plug for this team, but all the way back at the 25, we have a flag down. Watts Diver showing a lot of speed, but an illegal block, it's a hold. That kind of sprung him open, and that brings things back for Valley Vista, and that one hurts.
Gotta say, if you take, let's say the refs don't see the holding play. The outermost guy plays contain on kickoff. It's really up to him to really seal the edge right there. I didn't see anybody seal the edge on that one other than the kicker, Singh, who gave it his best but whiffed on that one.
So it would have been a big return all the way down to the 30 of Red Mountain. Now backs Valley Vista up to the 15. Would have been a 64-yard return for Valley Vista. Low snap, Ilicic with the give. Hernandez finds a little bit of room and is brought down after a gain of 2. I almost had to put the eye black on at halftime because the reflection of those brand new all-white helmets for Red Mountain, the first time that they've ever worn them. Definitely dinged up after the first half on the defensive side. I don't know so much on the offense. Those guys have been running away with the deep ball and not really being touched.
I say the defense needs to invest in some polishers for those helmets.
Nice swing pass as Valley Vista run this one out across the 30, and they pick up a first down.
I will say this, the white helmets do look good in the white jersey. I think they look even better with the white jersey and red pant combination.
I know for sure we'll be able to see them up close and personal with some of those great videos always put out by our man C. Klein on the sideline, the team videographer. You see a lot of his work in the pregame, postgame, halftime, all the packages put together. He does it all. He records, films it, edits it. Just really talented. You can find all his work on Instagram at @cklein_did that. As he's just a talent just like these guys on the field.
Oh, 100%. Christian Klein does amazing work.
Red Mountain defense looked to get back to work. A loss of 2 there brings up 2nd and 12 for Valley Vista. This time Paris with the keeper. He tries to put the stiff arm in, but a good tackle on the far side. It looks like it could have been Jordan Eimerman. And it certainly was. So Van Eimerman on the far side, he was able to just hang on to that stiff arm that Paris tried to feed him and bring him down. Ilicic goes over the top.
Yep.
Can't connect, looking for his big man, Amir Richards, all 6'6", 205 of them, and still went over the top.
Grady English on the coverage there. Bit of a mismatch in terms of height, but English able to jostle it.
English has been good. Seen a little bit of time at the end of the first half and early on here in the second. He comes off the sideline here and gets some daps and praise from his defensive coordinator and head coach, Kyle Enders. Punt unit back out. Just 3 minutes to go here in the third with that running clock. Valley Vista with the boot off. Cornett muffs it and able to get it. Fortunate to be able to fall back down onto the ball. Kind of a tough look. I think he was trying to decide between taking the fair catch or not. And now some extracurricular from both sidelines between Red Mountain and Valley Vista as both coaches come out and just try and get their guys off.
Looked to be number 37, Ethan Adalinama. No point in extracurriculars when you're up by 50 plus.
Yeah, it looked like Junior Nixon helped get him away from everything that was going on the far Valley Vista sideline. So good leadership out of the senior Nixon to avoid any penalties to back things up. And after the one drive for the starters here in the second half, the number 2 unit back on the field. Minute and 40 to work with here in the third, and a flag flies. Early movement on the near side out of the slot. It looked like Jay Williams got a jump start. So as we get out and look forward here, we kind of head into the brunt of the schedule for these two teams. As last season, we know Red Mountain saw Helix, that Cali opponent that they took on. They get Downey in a couple weeks here, but they'll have Desert Ridge at home first for the opener of the season.
Homecoming night too for the fellas in the uniform. Going to be a busy week for them, I will say that. As a student, homecoming week is a busy week.
What does that do as an opposition when you're heading in on the road to another team's homecoming? You're looking to play spoiler, right?
Yeah, usually when you play at somebody's homecoming, you're looking for a statement, usually from the host. You're looking to dominate, show how good of a football team you are. And Desert Ridge has the opportunity to play spoiler. They are a team to not overlook. Last year it came really close, down to the final play, a defensive stop there. I think with this offense and this defense, they might put them away early, but we never know. You'll have to wait till game day.
Take everything week to week. We know all the results, can change time to time, and any given Friday, right?
Any given Friday.
When you look forward for Valley Vista, we kind of talked about it and touched on it earlier in the broadcast as the third quarter expires here, but they got to go on the road to Desert Vista, then they get Mountain View and Hamilton. So like you said, anything can happen. They use these early ones to kind of knock the cobwebs off and get into a groove for the later portion of the season where the playoff push really comes.
Yeah, and you mentioned, I believe, Desert Vista, Mountain View, and Hamilton. Those are all very competitive teams, and I think with this coach, I feel like Valley Vista can compete. If they're going to compete, you got to show the big boys what you're about. They're showing what Red Mountain is about here tonight, and it really matters in region play. Region play, if you do great there, you get a low seed in the postseason, and then you'll potentially play spoiler.
I think it really shows how important it is to craft and get a good strength of schedule too, because we both know last season Red Mountain, they finish after everything 7-7, but it was a tough stretch the back half of the season facing those tough opponents like ALA Queen Creek and a Hamilton, and then going up against your cross street rival in Mountain View. They dropped a few of those games and still were able to make it into the playoffs, and just getting there happened to be enough.
Yeah, and looking on the season for the Mountain Lions ahead, there will not be another game like this. Every game from here on out is a trap game. It's going to be a tough game. It's not going to be one where you're going to predict the outcome right in the first or second quarter. No, you're going to be battling all 4 quarters, and maybe you go into overtime like last year for a few games. The Hamilton one is a good example. That one may go into 2 overtimes, if I'm being honest. The Highland game, that one will go all 4 quarters. But all the rest of the games are either trap games or just really, really, really tough battles right here on the field.
Yeah, I think the mid to back half of the season, we're going to see a lot of close games and a lot of good football and really put both these units to the test. But I'm really excited to see just how the defense of Red Mountain performs against some of those juggernaut offenses.
Yeah, absolutely. I just want to circle and highlight one key game. Yes, you have the Battle of Brown Road. That one's at Mountain View. You had it twice last year. You have Highland, which I believe is at Red Mountain. That's another up-and-coming rival. I want to point out that Hamilton game is in a crucial part of the year. I believe that's the second to last game. That is going to be a battle-tested team. They're looking to get into the open. Red Mountain, by that time of the season, they're also looking to be in the open, if not a high 6A seed. You get a quarterback battle like Nick Lucero and Simon Lopez. You might want to get your popcorn ready for that one.
Yeah, Lucero looked really good a season ago, and it's one of those names, right? Since I was in high school, graduating back in 2014, Hamilton was the name. It was always Hamilton, Chandler. Those were the powerhouses, and they continue to stay the household names.
Yeah, Hamilton, Chandler. I want to say you put Centennial in there. Liberty's been good for as long as I've been alive. Just a solid squad. Look out.
Yeah, Hernandez with the carry, and he goes all the way down the far sideline. It's one and done with the penalty flag out across the 35. If it stands, it'll be a 65-yard touchdown run for Hernandez after a big stop from the Valley Vista defense as they finally were able to get off the field.
Valley Vista, just a ton of bad breaks. Yeah, the holding on the kickoff that negated a great return. There may be a holding here from one of the receivers.
64 and 65-yard gains that were brought back from a penalty. Well, we wait and see. Maybe, okay, so the chains move forward from where Valley Vista was to start this drive. So I wonder if at some point an official called a foot out of bounds, someone stepping out, and a penalty on Red Mountain to push that field position forward.
Yeah, I think that's a good take there.
Paris gets it out of the backfield, and now Valley Vista really starting to work the sidelines. So a little bit of life in the offense as Ilicic gets it out quick. And Paris has been pretty dynamic out of the backfield when he finds open space, but they've kind of been running him through that A and B gap, and he hasn't been able to get much room against this Red Mountain defense.
Got corner Max Gagney, Doc Curtis in the safety position too.
There's Watts Diver, the speedster. We saw him with the big return, and now a touchdown. 30-yard reception, and there goes the shutout as Watts Diver takes it to the house for Valley Vista.
Doc Curtis did not have the angle on the tackle attempt. Just a quick out by the receiver, just turns it upfield, turns on the burners, and Valley Vista gets on the board.
Valley Vista now struggling to get the right personnel out for the extra point attempt. They got a lot of guys coming out late, and I think they're going to need to take a timeout here. We'll see if they have just enough. They try and rush it. And the big man, Daniel Tarico, in for the extra point attempt, and it gets blocked. A line drive right into the arms of Grady English. So kind of a mirror and a match from last week for Valley Vista as they dropped that one 45-6 to Mountain Point, a 53-6 scoreline right now against Red Mountain. Tarico sets up the kickoff for Valley Vista. First time since they've kicked off since the beginning of the second half, following the Joseph Watts Diver 30-yard touchdown reception. A lot of speed from Watts Diver. We've seen it in the return game, seen it there as he just gets into the flat and then the speed takes over. Kai Jackson fields the short kick, takes it up the middle, out across the 40, and is brought down in a heap. Mitchell Bentler, first one in to make the stop for Valley Vista as we reach the halfway point in the fourth quarter, down under 5:50.
Little bit of extracurriculars from both teams. I don't think it's necessary this late in the game.
It's been on the special teams unit every time it's come up too.
Well, the thing about the special teams unit, I think they're the hungriest guys out there. The special teams, those are really the guys who are fighting for a spot either on defense or offense. They're looking to get noticed by coaches of both sides of the ball.
They play a crucial part in the game as it sets everything up. And the short kick results in good field position for Red Mountain as they set things up at the 43. Ryan Jones with the give, and Bentler in on the tackle. And a nice gain surging forward. So Red Mountain back out across midfield. And they have it at the Valley Vista 48 as they look to the sideline for the call. See Alexander Nord checking into the game now for Red Mountain, along with Spencer Holt.
Spencer Holt, he was a big JV target at tight end for the Mountain Lions.
Another give, and Bentler in to make another tackle. And he's been solid in the run game in this second half, making a couple stops. 2nd down and 9 upcoming for Red Mountain. The last drive offensively was the first time Valley Vista able to make a stop as they got these guys off.
Got Juice Miola at running back.
First couple of touches of the season there. And Lion Jones goes back under center. A power set for Red Mountain, and Miola not able to escape that time, brings up 3rd and 10. Just 3.5 to go. Red Mountain focused on just getting out of this one healthy. Doesn't matter starters, backups, you got to have depth.
Let's get the boys in, get them some healthy reps, playing time, learning opportunities in film.
Lion Jones goes to the wristband as we reach under 3 minutes now. Out of the gun this time. Pass all the way and over the middle and just out of the reaching arms of Victor Johansson. That was a good look.
Yeah, talking about basketball with Gamba, Bjorn Molinar, Jackson Griffin, Victor Johansson. There's another name you could throw into the basketball conversation.
Just so many two-sport athletes, and everyone always talks about how important it is, whether it be running track or wrestling to work on power, basketball. Just you gain a lot from being a two-sport athlete.
Yeah, you really get the best of both worlds. I mean, it's hard to stay occupied during the off season, especially as a football player. And, you know, you got the summer lifting and all that. Being in another sport helps out tremendously.
A turnover on downs for Red Mountain as they went for it on 4th and 9, so Valley Vista take over near midfield. Not a lot of time as the clock continues to wind as Red Mountain hang on to that 53-6 lead. And it'll probably just be a couple more to go and then out of here. So just moving forward, as we mentioned, home game, first one of the season, and homecoming against Desert Ridge next week. That'll be a big one. First time for us to be up in the press box, that new one. I haven't seen it yet, so I'm excited to get a first glance.
I'll see you on the field.
You hopping out on the sideline. We'll be excited to have that. Welcome a new face to the crew. We'll just leave it there at that for now.
Yes, sir.
A lot of excitement surrounding the broadcast for the entire team and the unit for the rest of the season as we touch 60 seconds to go. That time swatted down, getting up, and a big stop made by Van Eierman. Just get a hand up, get a hand on it.
And he's not a totally tall individual. I'd say he's about average size. And he just waves his hands around, distracts the quarterback. Those are right into his arm.
Deep shot from Illichik, and too far, but a flag comes in late. Thrown at the 20, officials still staying on top of their game. And just looking to close things out here, we got to hop in to our players of the game. I'll start with you, Nate. What do you got for me?
Well, you got to mention Simon Lopez. Throw that name in the conversation. Bodie Wagner, have yourself a night, fella. 2 tutties for you. A great catch along the sideline near the 10. Climbing the ladder for that one. And the defense played phenomenal. Lights out.
Yeah, this offense for Red Mountain, the starters were perfect. They went 7 for 7 on the night. And honestly, the defensive touchdown as well from the Tyreek Cornett pick 6 was huge. There are not a lot to change up and build on, but everyone will always find something in the coaching room. Getting back to our key players, I like your take there. If you solidify it with B-Dubs, I think he's one to mention. I got to flip over for my guy Logan Haney. 2 interceptions on the night, playing stout defensively.
You know, it's funny. I was just talking to him before the game. I said a little birdie was going to get a pick 6. The little birdie said he was going to get a pick. I said it was going to be a pick 6. However, there was a pick six, but it was not Logan Haney.
I think 2 can count for 1.
Close
Right?
enough.
Those build up 2 picks count for a pick 6, maybe not on the scoreboard, but from a performance perspective, getting 2, not an easy feat. So that closes us out here. Red Mountain finish it off 53-6, the final, as they go back-to-back with 2 big wins to start their season. They remain perfect. And we'd like to just give that shout out, as always, to our student-run production crew here for RMTV, always on camera, in the studio, TD, everything all the way around the board. They do a phenomenal job. For Nate Smith, I've been Zach Warhack. It's a 53-6 final scoreline, and we will see you guys next week at home on RMTV.
Peace out, everybody.